2 years ago, my neighbor's father passed away. He was a well-known musician, especially brass band conductor. And I said to her, if there's anything I can do, please let me know. She said, politely, thank you, but she didn't ask me to do anything. He lived in Florida. They moved to Florida in retirement, and he was leading this large band down there. And I spoke to her husband. I said, you know, I told your wife, if there's anything I can do, I'd happily do it. And he said, well, you know, there's a large number of his friends in Florida who can't make it to Michigan for the funeral. I said, I'll live stream it. I had no idea what I was getting into. I had never live streamed anything. I had no knowledge what to do. I called a friend, and she said, oh, it's easy. Just get your phone. I'm thinking, really? So I asked somebody else, and I called Amazon. Well, not Amazon. I found a piece of equipment. I ordered it. It came a day too late. After the funeral. It's not working. So I got a cheap webcam, and I tried to live stream this thing. And people started giving thumbs down. I felt so embarrassed. Here I offered to do this great thing for the family, and the quality, you never use a cheap webcam, not in a big auditorium. And I had a thought, if I record each segment, every item that was in this funeral program, and I upload it to YouTube, then people will get to see a high quality presentation rather than this trash, garbage presentation I was putting up there. So I had someone who was on Facebook quickly say, hey, we're going to put up a nice program as a playlist. 25 items of whatever this program was, a 2.5 hour long. And it was very high quality, and it's still being viewed today. The segments are still being viewed. I was so humiliated by the live streaming that I got on that steep learning curve. And I figured out how to live stream within 2 weeks. And ever since that day, every Sunday I've been live streaming. That's what I want to talk about today. I've been looking recently at the demand for live stream, and I'll say that on a given Sunday, by the end of this hour-long program, there's about 25 views. A week later, there'll be like 125 views of the same phenomenon, which means that a certain percentage of people tune in to watch it live, then others graze during the week on what occurred. YouTube is a grazing phenomenon. Most people don't spend more than a minute on any particular thing on YouTube. That's just the reality. So I decided that I will analyze the immediate effect and the longer term effect. I haven't watched live TV in many years because of something called a DVR. So I just record the thing I want to watch, never ever watch it. Occasionally I watch the news, and then I fast forward. So I am also part of that group that records stuff so that you don't have to spend an hour to consume it. You can watch it in 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and see if there's anything interesting, and okay, I saw what happened. So who tunes in live? A lot of senior citizens who are unable to get out. And if the weather turns bad on any given day, people who live too far will say, hey, there's a live stream, I'll just watch it. They love me, they adore me. Because I'm this great guy who brings something into their house that they otherwise would not get. And their kids who are my age would help them to set up their tablets or their smart TVs. Smart TVs show up in the data, if you ever get to see the data. And this is the new phenomenon. So the kids would say, okay, this is what you do, Mom. And you just turn this thing on, and you click there, and you will see live and in person what's going on. And these senior citizens love that. I think many senior citizens are the ones who are my audience on a Sunday morning. And then after the program closes, YouTube will then process it and make it available as a video, and people all over the world then click on it. Have you heard of Cyber Monday? There's Black Friday and Cyber Monday. There's a Cyber Monday effect. So on Monday, people all over the world are clicking on content. I can't see nowadays where they are because YouTube and its privacy situation recently decided to eliminate that data from being easily available. Prior to that, I could see in live time when someone clicked on the video, it will tell me where they are, what device they're using. In other words, I could come after you when you click on my video. But now YouTube has removed some of that because I think privacy issues and you don't want to get sued. But I could tell you up until a few months ago where that person was, what device they're using. It will say Apple device, iPhone, or Android device in Russia. And once I had someone in China click on a video, and a friend of mine said this person jumped the firewall because YouTube is not what they use something else, but this person had a VPN account and they managed to jump the firewall so they can look at some of the content that I had. So let me tell you what else I'm doing. I have October 2017 from that funeral until last Sunday. And I put the data, you see the beautiful tables? I put the data in tables. I call one 2017, one 2018, and one 2019, but 2017 is only 2 months. 2019 is only 2 months, and 2018 is a full year. Let me just tell you what I found, and let the next person get on board. As you might expect, there's a lower demand for the content I have in summer than during the rest of the year. The demand is highest in the winter. Well, it's snowing, we can't get out. We know where to find the content. Live, but only 10% of the views are live, and the other 90% are Cyber Monday fed. I found that interesting. On Sunday, a small percentage of the views are using computers. On Monday, a large percentage of the views are using computers. Tells me there's a different kind of search and research going on where you need a device that gives you more flexibility like a computer. But on Sunday, people are just enjoying the moment and they're not doing any searching and researching. So that's one of the things that I did observe. Hey, my other favorite person. So for the past 3 or 4 years, I've come to this conference because my 2 favorite people organized the session. And what I've done in the past was look at academic conduct. I decided a few years ago, I taught an online class, and since the students couldn't see me, I decided to try and make some videos so they could actually hear me and see me, get accustomed to my accent and all that kind of good stuff. For academic videos, the overwhelming majority of the views are using computers. For the stuff I do outside of academia, the overwhelming majority of the views are on tablets or smartphones, and now increasingly smart TVs. But I see this effect on Monday where people switch to computers. The new viewers coming on Monday, I say, oh gee, I wonder what's going on. But then I find some of the content in weird places around the world. So people are stealing your content and put that elsewhere, and others are hitting on it. But there's a grazing phenomenon on Monday. So the viewers who tune in on Sunday would watch for longer periods of time. The people who graze on Monday watch for a very short period of time. Because they're overwhelmed with the million things that they want to do research on. Okay, does this one have anything interesting? No, move on, move on. Whereas the people who are involved on Sunday came to participate from their homes, and therefore they will watch the whole thing or a large part of it. Well, they don't watch the last half hour very much, because there's a guy who stands up, and I get the vantage point of being upstairs. I can see everyone in the auditorium. And I see people watching soccer and football while he's talking. Thinking, this is not good. But no one knows that I can see what everybody is doing on their phones from my vantage point. And if they knew that I could watch them every Sunday, they probably would stop doing that. But only they wouldn't. So my charts that you're seeing up here, I told you the main thing I saw in the summer, the effect is down. Because the attendance is down, the program is less formal, there is more of a casual nature, and there are more guest speakers that people don't know, and therefore they think, you know, I'm off somewhere around the world, I don't need to do this on a Sunday, so they do other things. But somehow, in the fall and the winter and the spring, they're engaged with what's going on. So that's a good thing. I say people take the summer off from this activity. But it happens. What else do I have to say? I told you that a large percentage of the views are after Sunday, not on Sunday. So it is what it is.
I think at least we can use this screen to show the graph on here.
All right, I'll keep talking while they figure out. You ready?
Yeah.
Right now?
Yeah, once that's up, you can do it.
So I was talking about the concurrent views. In other words, live in real time. And this is what it's looked like for the 16 months I've been looking at it. So not a lot of people are tuning in then, but then I might be able to find it. And this is over the cumulative up until now. In other words, people can still click on stuff that's out there 14 months later, but you'll see the numbers are higher. So the old chart is somewhere down here, 10% of the cumulative data, saying that once it's out there, like a newspaper and an archive, they can always come back to it and people happen on stuff. But there's not a lot of demand for stuff that goes on for an hour. It's a grazing phenomenon. So if you chunk it into 3 minutes and 4 minutes here, put a title on it that makes sense, people are searching keywords, it pops up, they are going to do it. I mentioned that in the moment, a lot of the views are on smaller devices and not on computers in the moment. Maybe I can put this a little higher. But by the time we do the accumulation over a week or 14 months in many cases, you can see that computer usage becomes more prevalent. In other words, people are coming a year later, looking for something from a year ago. They're not going to search for it on a tablet or a phone. So they're using these small devices as convenient devices to see what is going on currently. But when they're searching, search and research I call it, they get to their computer. Just like my students, when they watch a video lecture that I've made, they use their computers, they don't use their phones to watch the video because the screen is too small. So as a content creator, I have to be thinking, how do I allow the user to get the best experience? And while I was driving in the 2.5 hours this morning, I was listening to stuff that was posted on YouTube. I found a new guy that I like, and I was listening to him, not watching, hopefully I wasn't watching while I was driving, listening, but I consumed his content for 2.5 hours as I drove. So on a smaller device where I'm doing audio rather than video, I hope you're trying to get the sense of where I'm going with this, that the people who are looking on Sunday are a different audience than the people who are looking on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The people looking thereafter are searching for something, whereas the people who tuned in have subscribed and they want the content live, they want to know what happened in the moment. Whereas other people are not as keen about that because the viewers on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are all over the world. The viewers on Sunday are in Michigan, with a few people elsewhere who would then post a note on the side saying thank you for this particular presentation. So that's what the data look like. And in the interest of everyone staying on track, I'm not going to speak much longer. Let me conclude. So what I said was, viewing patterns for a weekly live stream social event in the period 2017 to 2019 revealed that, contrary to what has been observed in the case of academic video content, viewers are most likely to use mobile devices, I should say more likely, than computers during the live stream, with increasing trend towards devices such as tablets and smart TVs. Given the current nature of the technology, the variable cost of live streaming the event is very low. I mention that because the question becomes, should you live stream or not? And it's now so easy to do it. If you can get the equipment, it's a fixed cost once you buy the equipment. On a given Sunday, I just press a button and it's all over the world. So the cost on an ongoing basis is so low, it's just the startup, the learning curve that was the obstacle to doing it. And obviously I didn't know what I was doing, and I got the embarrassment of doing a terrible job the first time, and I never lived that down. Depending, maybe I can stay with the talking camera. Depending on the type of equipment employed, the fixed cost can vary from low to high, with the quality of the live stream varying with the quality of the technology. At one stage, we changed the lighting in the auditorium, and everything went haywire. I had to adjust the white balance on my cameras and figure out better quality cameras, etc. But that was, again, a short learning curve. Figure out how to make this thing work. But once the startup costs were there, I didn't have to incur much cost, and on the given Sunday, I spent maybe 5 minutes thinking about it. Another thing I used to do, I mentioned my neighbor's father in his passing. So he made 25 different segments because it was a long program, and they're still being watched. Where was I going with that? Yeah, so I used to record these and then I have to go somewhere with a fast internet connection and upload all of them. So I would spend an hour after the event just uploading stuff and labeling it. Nowadays I don't upload anything because YouTube will take the live stream and process it, and an hour later the whole thing is there. But no one is watching it, they're just grazing on it. So it doesn't have a lot of value, it's a large chunk, it's like a salami. You pick up a stick of salami and start chewing away. No, you want to slice it up and thin slices where it's nice and pretty. But a hunk of salami, nobody wants to take it up. So I have this content, thousands of hours of content that doesn't get watched, it gets grazed. If I chunk it up and put labels on it, it gets watched. I'm aware of that. So I still do some recording, but I only put up special items, which I think will have a demand. So I will know what gets demanded around the world. And I'm a big brass band nut, so most of the music I have 5,000 videos on YouTube. Most of them are brass bands. I will go at great lengths to listen to a brass band. I don't know why. Anyway, so based on the technology you have, the quality of the stream will be important, and people will watch a high quality video. The problem with higher quality video is that the files are so large that YouTube will not easily fix that for you. And if a video is larger than a certain length, my camera will break it into several chunks. And YouTube doesn't give you the facility to merge these. It used to be that you could upload the parts and then merge them, and YouTube got rid of that. So if I put up part 1, part 2, no one will look at part 2 because it's a grazing phenomenon. So there are cases where I put up videos with 4 segments. And you watch, or I've seen other people do it. The first one will get 10,000 views, second one 5,000, 3,000, and then 20. So the part 4 of the video doesn't get watched because people aren't going to YouTube for that purpose, to watch a whole series of videos on something.
Next slide.
Huh?
Next slide.
Oh, I'm going to give you back the floor because I know that other people want to. There's one other slide that I wanted to put up, but I'm going to be kind and not waste your more time.